I texted my fiancée talk to Renwick after she signed my name. So I had her served at school. She called 7 times. I let it ring, showed the video and school login. District put her on leave. Perrin went silent, and I locked in no contact before I moved 780 miles west. A payment alert hit my phone during my morning commute. It was for a rental space I had never booked, and it was charged to a card in my name. At the same time, my partner kept saying our group hangouts were the only thing keeping her steady. Someone was building a second life, and my money was keeping the lights on. I'm a rail signal technician, 40. I inspect track circuits, replace broken relays, and test the lights that tell trains when to stop or go. I trust systems that tell the truth. I worked for the Riverline commuter rail, the kind that runs before sunrise and after dinner. My toolbox always smelled like metal and grease, and my hands always had small cuts I stopped noticing. At home, Myral said she loved that I fixed things instead of talking about fixing things. We lived in a tan townhouse at the edge of Brookvale, close enough to hear the highway at night. A bamboo shoe rack sat by the door, a tiny fish tank bubbled on the kitchen counter, and a soft rug in the hallway still had one corner that curled up. Myral kept a bowl of lemons on the table even when nobody ate them. That week we were planning a block potluck in our back patio strip. I had just finished rebuilding the loose steps, and Myral bought paper lanterns in warm colors. She said it would be nice to have people over again to feel normal. I believed her because I wanted to. The message came when I was standing on the commuter train, pressed between coats and backpacks. The doors hissed shut and the train rocked forward. An unknown number sent a single line and a link. I opened it without thinking. A video loaded, shaky at first, then steady. I saw my own kitchen before I saw Myral. The camera caught the fish tank, the lemon bowl, and my magnet shaped like a little train engine on the fridge. Myral stepped into frame with a man in a black hoodie and bright sneakers. He touched her face like he had done it 100 times, then kissed her fast by the pantry door. She handed him a key fob and a thin envelope. The envelope had a printed label on it that said Unit 114 in bold letters. The man laughed, and Myral laughed back, low and private, like they were sharing a joke I would never get. The clip ended with a quick swing toward the back door. I saw my new patio steps for half a second, then the screen went black. My stomach went cold, but my mind stayed sharp. I replayed it twice, then saved it to my phone. When the train stopped, I got off 2 stations early and sat on a bench under a flickering platform light. I called my younger brother, Merrick. He was 35 and still ran with the same friend group we grew up with. He picked up right away, like he knew I would call. I asked him if he knew the man in the video. Merrick went quiet, then said the name like it was nothing. Perrin Vale. I asked why Myral had a key fob and an envelope for him. Merrick made a sound like he was tired of the whole thing. Then he said the line that hit harder than the video. "She smiles with him," Merrick said. "With you, she feels like she's being checked." I ended the call before my voice could shake. I stared at the rails below the platform, shiny and straight. My hands felt steady, but my chest felt hollow. That night, I watched Myral move around our house like it still belonged to both of us. She washed the lemons, fed the fish, and asked if I wanted to taste the chili she was making for the potluck. I said I was not hungry, and she did not push. She talked about our friends like they were a safe blanket. She said everyone missed me at the last hangout because I was working late again. She said Perrin was just a friend from the theater crowd and laughed like it was a silly detail. I nodded and kept my face calm. I had learned at work that if you warn a problem too early, it hides. I needed facts that held up in bright light. At 1 a.m., I sat at the kitchen table with my laptop and my phone. The payment alert was still there, clear as day. It showed a charge for cinder loft rooftop rental with a deposit amount that made my throat tighten. I checked my card app and saw more. 2 months of small charges from the same place, like someone was paying in pieces to avoid attention. I also saw a new payment plan opened through our credit union, and it was in my name. I drove to the credit union branch the next morning after my shift ended. The lobby smelled like carpet cleaner and fake peppermint. A clerk pulled up the account and asked if I had approved a line of credit for home improvement and event expenses. I told her no, and I watched her eyes change. She printed a report that listed the device used to sign the papers. It was an iPad, and the login was tied to Myrle's email. I walked out with my folder tucked under my arm. I did not call Myrle. I did not text Merrick. I made one call to a lawyer my union rep once mentioned. Renwick Hale met me at a late-night tire shop off Route 8. The waiting room had a buzzing soda machine and a TV that only showed static. Renwick was 67 with a flat voice and calm hands, like nothing could surprise him anymore. He watched the video on my phone without blinking. Then he flipped through the credit union printouts like they were simple forms. He leaned back and said, "You want revenge or you want peace?" "I want my name clean," I said, "and I want out." Renwick nodded once. "Then you stop talking," he said. "You start saving proof. Money places messages. And you don't tip her off." Over black coffee, he gave me a plan in plain words. "Lock down your accounts, copy everything you can, keep dates, keep backups. People who lie," he said, "count on you getting emotional and sloppy." Within 48 hours, I learned who Perrin really was. His name popped up on a public post from our friend group, smiling at a bar with stage lights behind him. The caption said, "After rehearsal at Lantern Yard." Lantern Yard was an old warehouse turned into a theater practice space. I clicked the photo details and checked the timestamp. It was taken on a night Myrle told me she was at a girls' hangout at a bowling alley. I dug deeper, not by hacking, just by looking at what people left lying around. Our friends posted group pics and tagged places like it was harmless. The timestamps told a different story. Every other Thursday, the same faces appeared at different spots, always near Lantern Yard. Myrle was in the photos, sometimes just a shoulder, sometimes a full smile. Perrin was always close, never tagged like they were hiding him in plain sight. For location proof, I checked our toll tag account. Myrle used my car sometimes, and the tag was tied to my name. The records showed repeated trips across the East Span Bridge late at night, then back before midnight. Lantern Yard sat on the far side of that bridge. Cinder Loft Rooftop was 2 blocks away, on top of a converted office building. The places lined up like dots on a map. For communication proof, I did not need to break into Myrle's phone. She had synced her tablet to our shared home Wi-Fi, and notifications popped up when it sat on the charger. One night I saw a preview of a message that read, "Bring the envelope. Unit 114 is ready." I hired a digital records specialist Renwick recommended. Her name was Padma Orr, and she did phone and account work for divorce cases. She was not flashy, just careful. Padma did not grab devices or sneak into anything. She worked with what was legal, my credit union records, my card alerts, and the metadata from public posts. Then she found the killer proof. My banking app kept a login history. It showed every time someone accessed my account from where and from what device. One login stood out late at night from an IP address tied to Northgate Charter Middle School. Myrle was an assistant principal there. Her job gave her access to computers, private files, and a strict code of conduct she had to follow. Padma printed the login page and highlighted the line with the school network and the iPad device ID. I stared at it for a long time. The lie was not just cheating. It was a plan. It used my money and her position, both at once. Renwick told me to move first, not yell first, so I changed the things I could change without drama. I opened a new bank account in my name only and moved my paycheck deposits there. I froze my credit so no new debt could be opened fast. I also changed access in a way people forget about. I updated my life insurance beneficiary and removed Myrle. I ended her access to my union travel card and the shared storage app we used for photos. The next step was official and clean. Renwick filed papers to end the engagement and split our shared property rights. He also filed a fraud report with the credit union, using the login history and device records. Myrle was served at her school during a staff meeting. A process server walked into the conference room and handed her an envelope in front of teachers and her principal. It was legal, and it was quiet, but it left a mark. She called me 7 times that afternoon. I let it ring, then she texted, "Why are you doing this to me?" I replied once. "Talk to Renwick." That night she came home angry, not sad. She slammed the door and demanded my phone like she had a right to control the story. I stood in the hallway and kept my voice even. She said the charges were for the potluck and for school events and for stress. She said Perrin was helping her plan a surprise for me. She said the envelope was nothing. I did not argue. I opened my laptop on the kitchen counter and turned the screen toward her. I played the video of her in our kitchen and let it end in silence. Her face changed fast. She tried to look offended, like I had invaded her privacy. Then I opened the credit union report and pointed to the device tied to her email. She whispered, "You went through my accounts." I shook my head once. "You signed my name," I said. "That is the part that matters." Then I showed her the app login history with the school network. She blinked hard and looked away. Her mouth opened, but no words came out. The last piece was the one she could not dodge. I showed her the public photo timestamps from our friend group hangouts. The pattern was clear. Week after week, same places, same times, and her stories always said something else. She stared at the screen like it was a mirror she did not want. Then she said, "They all knew." It was not a question. It was a confession. I left that night and did not sleep in that house again. My temporary place was a spare bunk room at the rail yard training building. It smelled like bleach and old coffee, and the mattress was thin, but it was quiet. Renwick handled the next strike. Myrle's school district had an ethics office and strict rules about using school devices for personal gain. Renwick sent a packet to Dr. Sarah Mott, the district HR director. It included the bank login record from the school network and the credit line paperwork tied to Myrle's device. 2 weeks later, Myrle was put on leave. She posted a smiling photo online with a caption about taking time to heal, but comments were turned off. Perrin's accounts went silent too, like someone flipped a switch. He did not stand by her. He vanished the moment adults with titles started asking questions. Later, I heard he left town for a touring show job and stopped replying to Myrle at all. The judgment came from her side next. Her uncle Stellan, a church council leader everyone treated like a judge, called Renwick. He did not ask for details. He told Renwick that Myrle would not be welcome at family events and she would not stay in his guest house. "She made her choices," he said. "Now she can carry them." Mediation happened in a bland conference room at the county services building. A long table sat under bright lights that made everyone look tired. Myrle sat across from me with her lawyer, eyes puffy, hands clenched. On paper, I was winning. The credit union reversed the debt after the fraud report moved forward. My paycheck was safe, and Renwick had traced the Cinder Loft payments back to a card only I controlled. Then Myrle tried one last move. She claimed I was unstable and hinted she would call my employer and say I was unsafe around trains. She wanted fear to pull me back into talking, begging, fixing. Renwick leaned forward, calm as a stopped clock. He slid the school network login page across the table. "If we keep pushing," he said, "this becomes public for her career and her license. You want that?" Myrle's lawyer swallowed and looked down. Myrle stared at me like she wanted me to rescue her from the hole she dug. I did not move. The mediator asked what I wanted as the final agreement. I could have fought for every penny and every object. I chose something colder and cleaner. I signed away any claim to the patio improvements and the furniture I did not care about. In return, Myrle signed a no-contact agreement that said all messages had to go through lawyers only, and only for final account cleanup. No calls, no visits, no checking in, no coming back. When I signed, I thought about my work. A signal stuck on green invites a crash. I set mine to red and locked it there. 2 years passed. I was 42 and I had moved to a small apartment near the rail depot away from Brookvale. Myrle tried to reach me by letter, sent to my old address, then forwarded to me by the building manager. The envelope was soft from handling. Inside, her handwriting filled 2 pages, saying she was sorry and she missed our life. I did not reply. Renwick sent a short notice back through her lawyer. It reminded her of the no-contact rule. That was all. 5 more years passed after that. I became a senior signal supervisor, then a safety auditor who trained new crews across the state. I took a job 780 miles west in Copper Mesa, where the tracks cut through open desert and the sky felt wide. I bought a small house with a shaded porch, a pegboard for my tools, and a garden box I actually used. I started making simple wood projects on weekends, shelves and stools and birdhouses, things that fit and held. I liked the quiet work and the clean edges. That is where I met Junia Baird. She was a speech therapist at an elementary school and had the kind of steady voice that never pushed. We started slow, coffee first, then long walks, then dinners at my place. On the night that matched the old potluck week, Junia and I made food at home instead. We cooked tortillas on a pan, chopped tomatoes, and ate at my small kitchen table with the window open. No lanterns, no crowd, no pretending. After we cleaned up, I stepped onto the porch and looked at the street lights and the calm dark beyond them. For years, I lived like I could fix any fault if I worked harder. Now I live like a good signal does its job once, clearly, and never apologizes for keeping me safe. Thanks for watching until the end. Like, share, and subscribe.